Welcome guys to the season finale and this road to glory for Stoke FC. We have a couple matches and then we're going to round up the Premier League season. Starting off with Chelsea at home and then we're going to end away to Southampton. Let's get into it, you potters. As far as the league goes, we are down in a safe 11th position for our first year back in the Premier League, and that's actually a good result. What do you think? And in this match, we're up against Chelsea. Chelsea are actually chasing a Champions League position. So a lot more riding on this game for them, to be honest. You know, we're in a comfortable mid-table position. Chelsea are chasing a Champions League spot. They can maybe get Newcastle. They're level on points. So we can throw a spanner in the work if we lock in. If we try to lock in and just, spoil their party, I will take that. But obviously, it's another elite in the Premier League, another top side in the Premier League. So we just have to keep our focus 100% throughout the game and hopefully we can get the right result. Let's get into you potters. The only change we made is that we've brought on Baker for the injured Renberg. So many injuries, man, this back end of the season. Baker to Wilmot. Back to Manhoof on the wing. Bit of space for him. Cuts it back, crosses it in. Ooh! Ooh! Where's our defenders? Where is our defenders? Gittins is in here. Kills it on the byline. Palmer, Gittins. Ooh, ooh. Chelsea are pressing. They want the Champions League. And there's the half-time whistle and it's 0-0 here at the Bet365 Stadium. Much better. We have played much better this game. Cole Palmer has been pretty much isolated this match. Slowly out of office as the title says. Let's get into the second half.
Much later.
Oh, we've been done. Great play, and Cole Palmer was not going to miss that one. Oh my days, we were done. From slow there at the office to a frantic finish on a Friday. My gosh. My lord. And there's the full-time whistle on our final match at the Bet365 Stadium. Ends in a defeat. Chelsea they just did enough. They just did enough to win today. And we move on to our final match in the Premier League. We have managed to negotiate a loan deal for Arthur Dietz next season as he goes to Hibernian in Scotland for the next 12 months. Two youth players are looking to cancel their contract. Moody definitely has a future at the Bet365 Stadium, so we're going to bring him up to the senior team, as well as Freen. Even though his potential isn't the greatest, we're going to be building a squad and I think he can definitely help out in the grand scheme of things. Moody is showing great potential and we're going to add him straight away to the loan list, as well as Derek Freen as well. He isn't showing any type of status, but we're going to add him to the loan list as well for next season. They are loving it. Look at Moody and Freen posing for pictures with the fans. Love to see it, man. It's our final game of the season and we have a bunch of these youngsters on the bench, so we might give some minutes to Moody, Freen and Diaz, because why not, right? Welcome guys to St. Mary for our final match of the season. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. It's all about the process. I want you guys to understand it's all about the process. When I played I think it's the Blackburn Rovers save, I did 7 seasons and I turned them all the way around. Took them from championship right to the very top. So, it's all about the process. It's all about locking in. I believe in what we're doing this year. I believe in what we have done this year. Even though it was difficult the past few matches, I think we can definitely do something fantastic here at Stoke. Like I mentioned to you guys, we have some youngsters on the bench. I didn't put them in the starting lineup because I don't think it makes sense to put 16 and 17-year-olds in the starting lineup, right? But we will definitely bring them on at some point in this game. So, second half, give them the final 30 minutes or something just so they can get a taste of the Premier League. And also to show you guys that we are committed to playing youth. We are committed to bringing players through our academy and giving them the most opportunity possible for them to become stars at the Bet365 Stadium. I'm actually loving this formation too. Anyways, let's lock in, you potters. Let's get it. Oh, that's a really good ball through to Archer, and Archer just flashes that wide. Whew. King to Bowcat to Bay. Bay goes, switches it to Manhoof. Manhoof to Baker. Goes out wide towards Bowcat. King. Bay. Low. Nice, and it's with Bowcat. Fullback definitely can't shoot. Unlucky. Baker. Nice. To Bolcat. Bolcat gives it to Low. Baker to Bay to King. King back to Baker to Bay. Bay goes out wide towards Manhoof. Manhoof goes for goal and Manhoof smashes it into the bottom corner out of the reach of the goalkeeper. Come on, 1-0 away at St Mary's Stadium. We're in the final 25 minutes of the season. We have made our changes. We have brought on the youth players. Whatever happens, happens. YOLO. Come on, get that. Whoo, Diaz. Oh my days. The young man is already thrown in at the deep end. Small bone. Get it out. Get it out. And Southampton get a late equaliser goal here. Damn. And there's the full-time whistle. And that is the end of our Premier League season. Unfortunately, we draw this one 1-1 with Southampton. We took our gas up. We took our foot off the gas pedal at the end there and we were punished slightly. King can comfortably play as a deep lying playmaker now. Wow. Yeah, he grows really well. King is a really nice player. I don't know how to unlock him. Is attacking midfielder where we can unlock him? I don't know because Bay plays there and Bay's our #1 guy as an AM. Player of the season. Who has won it? Why are we seeing the cinematic? Do they usually show it if you don't win something? Victor Gyökeres wins the player of the season. Not my player, so I'm not really too fussed. But I'm happy for him in Arsenal. I wonder if they showed it because they know I support Arsenal. I don't know. Anyways, we'll keep it moving. So our first year in the Premier League, we end in 10th position. Look at the goal difference and look at how many goals conceded in the second half of the season. That's more accurate. That is more accurate. You know, if we had been playing with the sliders that we had, we probably would have had conceded like 50 goals or something. But you know what, that's more realistic, I think. Anyways, we finish our first year in the Barclaycard Premier League in 10th position. Who wins it? Spurs goes in the Conference League. Chelsea couldn't get it over the line and they finish in 5th. So Newcastle pretty much matched to the very end, and Arsenal won the Premier League this year. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal did the double with them winning the FA Cup, beating Manchester City. And in the Carabao Cup, Arsenal won that too. Wow, the domestic treble. Champions League is yet to be played with Paris Saint-Germain against Liverpool. Premier League top scorers is made up of Isak, Gordon and Gyökeres, with Tielemans getting the most assists. Most clean sheets went to Johansson, but you know, that's probably down to what was happening at the start of the season. But I will take it. A trophy is a trophy. That's our trophy now, bro. That is our trophy now. Most yellow cards. Oh, I thought we might be here somewhere. No, we're not here. No? Oh, Ramberg, yep, with 4 yellows. And Ashley Phillips is the only person that got a red card in our side this season. The Europa League was won by Fiorentina this season. And I'm just going to show you guys the other big leagues around Europe and you can pause as you like. So we have League 1 in France, of course. Then we also have the Bundesliga in Germany. And then we also have Serie A in Italy. And we also have, finally, bringing it all home, is La Liga in Spain. Actually, before we move on, the teams that got relegated, Ipswich, West Ham and Leeds United, and maybe some gems that we can pick up from these teams to try and bolster our side next season as well, you know. Yeah, next season is going to be a very interesting one. I don't think we can get rid of Johansson. He is such a clutch goalkeeper for us, if I'm being honest with you guys. Bolcat, nice player to have, you know, very versatile, can play on the left-hand side, as well as Samuel Smith. And who knows, our formation might change again and we might go back to a back four. Wilmot and Phillips, ever present. Apart from that suspended match that Phillips had, he has been ever present in the side. And seeing as our formation now has 3 at the back, Lawal might have a place to play next season. So many young players as well that's out on loan, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fit in next season. I think we're going to probably move on Baker. You know, he was moaning a bit last season and he submitted a transfer request, so it's a big possibility that we get rid of Baker, you know. Ramberg also had a solid start to the Premier League. He made a few mistakes though, if I'm being honest with you guys. Josh King also played really well on our side. No goals and assists. Wow, you need to improve upon that next year for sure. Bay did really well, 4 goals, 9 assists in the end of the season. Forwunmi might get moved on, as well as Rigo. I'm not really sure their roles in the side, and we're probably going to have young players that can play in their positions. Manhoof and Thomas, really nice wingers to have in part of this team. Thomas's output definitely needs to improve next season. Manhoof played really well, especially towards the back end of the season. Bojnik, Cisse and Low also played fantastically well and contributed in the best way they could last year. It wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. Who got the most goals for us? Probably Bojnik, but he had more games than the other two. I'm happy that Low was getting games, and he has showing great potential, and he grew by 4 attribute points last year, so he's developing really well. And like I said, I'm gonna make Low a star in this side, guys. Let's do a quick loan watch on our youth players that went out this season. So Armin Zubak, who looks up to Begovic, he grew by 5 points, which is, you know, that's decent. That's decent. That's really good. He's not good enough to displace Johansson, but that is a good, healthy growth for 1 year, and he's only 17 of age, to be honest with you guys. Dietz and Moody are both going out next season. We might keep Moody, I'm not sure, you know, I haven't decided, because if Baker is going, we're going to need defensive midfielders, and Moody looks like an interesting prospect, and I think he has showing great potential, so we might keep Moody on this season, you know. Edward Howarth only grew by 1 point, and initially I thought this guy was going to be the next Ryan Shawcross. I was so happy when we first got him, because he had inventive, block, relentless, he's potential was like 80 something to 90, whatever it was, and then just gradually came down. So we loaned him out to see how he develops, but yeah, just growing by 1 is not gonna cut it. So we're still gonna keep him on board. He's only 18 years of age, maybe 19, 20. We'll see what decision we'll make about him, but we're probably gonna loan him out next year. Montandon, the guy that we've earmarked to be the next Shaqiri, also grew by 4 points. Decent growth all around, but we'll see where he lands when he returns next season. Harry Allen grew by a respectable 3 points. Woodhouse grew by a very good 6 points, but he's only 5'10", and you guys know we need our 6-foot players. We need our 6-foot players. You know, we've brought into the whole vision. That is what we're doing. We're making Stoke scary again from top to bottom. Jacob Robinson grew by 12 points. That being said, guys, even though he's 5'8", let me know in the comments if we should be making exceptions for wingers maybe, because Jacob Robinson grew by 12 points, and his acceleration, agility, wow. Because I know we're looking for a Jamaican player. Robinson, guys, we might have to make an exception. And he's got rapid as well. Watch this space. That's all I'm going to say. Watch this space. Because he is showing us that he wants to carve out a future at Stoke. Jermaine Abbott grew by a respectable 4 points. I think he also has potential to be special as well, so interesting prospect to develop too. Dan Waters, another striker, 6'2", grew by a whopping 7 points as well. Wow, really, really nice. Like I said, guys, we're going to have players next season that are going to be pushing for opportunities to play, and Harrison Charles, 6 foot as well, growing by a respectable 4 points on loan. Theo Paul grew by 3 points. And you know who he reminds me of? There was another player that played for Stoke, but at the back end of his career, English legend Michael Owen. I was thinking maybe we can find the next Michael Owen too, you know, a really short, pacey striker. I'm gonna do that maybe next season. We're gonna do that. And then finally, Josh Platt growing by 1 point. Yeah, a bit disappointing, but we have Moody, who is a defensive midfielder, coming through. So I'm not really too bothered about that. And in our actual academy, we also have some nice players in here as well. So we have Ametovic grew by 6 points, and him and Zubak going back and forth. They're in constant communication with one another, and yeah, they're constantly pushing each other. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes the reins from Johansson in the future. Rhodes grew by a respectable 2 points. Jacobs is an interesting defender that we have in our books. 16 years of age, 5'11", so he's only 1 inch beneath the 6 foot threshold that we're looking for. But you know, in his boots, he's 6 foot in my book, so he looks like another prospect that is going to develop really well. He strongly held on to that potential at 86 and 94 too, so there's no way we're just going to let him go easily. Pierre Lua grew by 1 point. Yuso Sonko didn't grow by any points, but you know, that's probably because we're training them as wide backs. But we need their agility to get into the mid 50s, or maybe the low 50s, 52 to 55 before we put them on defensive plans, because that's probably slowing down their overall development. Kaufman grew by a solitary point. Konstantin Schroeter grew by 1 point as well, and I think he had exciting prospects, so Let me know down in the comments, guys. Should we make exceptions for guys that are not 6 foot? Let me know. And we also have Riley Murray here from Scotland, who grew by 1 point. The Champions League was won by Liverpool in the end. And we are going to end the episode with our final youth scouting updates. Come on, hopefully it's something good. So still nobody worthy from Jamaica. Wow. England also was pretty disappointing in the final youth scouting report for this season. But in Germany, guys, Daniel Kos has found 2 centre-backs that has justified his high scouting budget. Noah Engel showing great potential. We're going to bring you in, bro. And also, Martin Binder has potential to be special. He's 5'11", but 6 foot with his boots on. Let's see how these two guys look. So Noah Engel, guys, has bruiser playstyle. That is fantastic. Yes, 6'4" as well in height. We are building absolute monsters. Imagine we have, this guy, Noah Engel, 6'4" at the back, and 6'5" Yusa Sonko. Oh my days, absolute beast we are making. And finally, we have this guy, Martin Binder. Yeah, 63 overall, 80 to 94 potential, has potential to be special, like they said. Jockey and aerial fortress. Yeah, he's good. He makes the cut. He makes the cut, guys. 5'11", but he's 6 foot in boots. And we're also going to put him in a wide back training plan. Whew, what a season it has been. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. And like I said, it is a process. We are going to take our time and we are going to build this Stoke City side brick by brick, player by player. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.